So we got up in the Kapchi and we started, finding locations to set up all our equipment. You remember back then we had the 104 and we had to set up an actual antenna, full wave dipole or V, different types of antennas to set tucked back to the rear. So we had to have enough space in order to do this. So we find suitable locations to go ahead and do this, usually on rooftops and stuff like that. We had been operating up there in Kapchi for a couple weeks before the actual event happened. So,
what were you looking for? Were you just reporting any activity that was happening?
Just any activity that was going on.
Okay.
There was some stuff going on there that we weren't aware of. There was a joint, I believe it was a joint operation element that was just right on the border, just north of where we were operating on Kapchi. And what it was it was a combination of, there was a few SEALs up there, Army Special Forces, a lot of radio battalion type guys, nerds on radios. And they're all sitting up there up in this little house up there. And we came in, we found an SF team in Kapchi, just rolled up on them. Nobody talked to nobody. We didn't know who the heck anybody was or if there was even anybody up there. We had talked to them. And it was funny, I remember we had been eating MREs for like a month. And they had like these big pans of nice lasagna and all kinds of stuff, man. We're like, what the freak, man? We're over here eating shit and they're eating good. We didn't take a bath in like a month, man. And they were all cleanly bathed. So we were like, where are you coming from? And they're like, we got a safe house just north of here that we're operating on. So we thought, there was absolutely no guidance. You can go and do whatever the heck you wanted to,
Yeah.
So we actually went up to that safe house. And it was like, there was a commander sitting in there, right? He's sitting on a couch. And I remember, typical Haji house, it was just concrete with some rugs and stuff on the ground. And he's sitting in this couch and the TV's playing. And the movie that was playing was Tom Cruise in Cocktails and Dreams. And he's sitting there, and he looks at us, and he goes, what kind of weapons you got? We're like, we got AT4s, a 50 cal. He goes, you got a tripod for that 50 cal? No, but we got a 60, and we got a tripod for that, and, M16s and stuff like that, grenades and claymores. He's like, well, he goes, I want you to get that 60. I want you to get it up on the roof, put a guy up there with him. You got 10 minutes to get on the radio, call back to your rear and tell them you're done. You're not talking to them for the rest of the night because we've been DF'd and we're going to get overrun tonight. And I was like, what? So, and it was funny because he was sitting there like chilled out watching Cocktails and Dreams.
Yeah.
And my team leader, who was, he was a corporal, E4. But the thing is he was a 35-year-old E4.
Oh.
And Lentz was his name, but Lentz is like, all right. So he told the radio guy to go out there and get contact with these back to the rear and tell them we were going to be off the line for a while. And we got the 60 up on top, and Lentz was like, well, what's the contingency if we get overrun? He's like, well, and he had a star cluster. He goes, I'm going to take this star cluster, I'm going to walk up in that yard, and I'm going to pop it up, and everything around here is going to light up like the 4th of July. It's like, this crap's, you can't make this crap up. I guess he had air support.
Yeah.
And it was all stacked up, ready at his bidding. Of course, we didn't know any of that, So that was the longest freaking night of my life. And we sat there, and we got one round that came in and hit like in the front yard. And as soon as the sun came up, Lentz is like, get your stuff together, we're out of here. And we got it the heck out of there. And we went back down to the city. So that night we positioned ourselves in the city And I remember we got in one place.
Were you still with the SF team?
Nope, we left. We
You left them?
separated ourselves from them
Okay.
because we thought that, you know, they're going to bring the heat. We
Yeah.
don't want to be, we don't want to be, we only got 6 dudes, remember.
Yeah.
We don't need too much heat. So we went down to do our job again, reestablish comms with the rear, and set up in this other place, another house. And I remember sitting there, it was at night, and I was sitting up there, and, you know, we pull shifts over watching the city and whatnot, and that was my shift. And I looked over, and we had a call sign if we ever saw multiple rocket launchers going off. And you know what they are. They're the ones with the big box on the back of the truck.
Yeah.
They just... And we had a call sign, or a code word, mail call, meaning this thing's coming down south and it's going to hit you. And I'm sitting up on the roof, you know, thinking, doing whatever. And I looked off in the horizon, I can see that thing just going, whew. You can't hear it, but it's like, whew, whew, whew. And I was looking at them, and they were coming up, and they were coming right at us. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I watched the first like 3 of them hit, the biggest freaking fireballs I've ever seen in my life. And they were kind of walking in to where we were. And I ran downstairs yelling, you know, mail call, we got incoming. So we all bunkered down and everything. And that was it. About 3 or 4 rockets hit like right there in front of us. The building we were in, coming down we call the main MSR. There was 2 MSRs that came down out of Kuwait, and they split. One came down on the east side of the city, and one on the west side, or the east side by the ocean, and then one came a little bit more inland on the east western side of the city. And I was like, wow. But anyway, that happened that night. So we called up and told them, you know, this is what happened. We reported all that, and then we just moved location because we didn't know if there was an FO in the city or whatnot. People watching us.
Yeah.
So we just moved the new location. We sat up, and that night.
Is this still the abandoned city?
Yep.
So what's it like watching was there, nobody was there?
Nobody was there.
You just watching nothing all
We're
night?
going in and out of people's houses.
Damn, dude.
We had nothing to do.
That's eerie.
No rule other than to go up and recon and walk around and survey this city.
Yeah.
We were up there. We went into the bank. They had cleaned the bank out.
Did they raid it, or were they?
No, I think the people took it.
Yeah.
The people took it that left. We found a little bit of cash laying around, a little bit of this or that, but pretty much they took everything out of their houses and packed it up on their car and left.
Damn.
Anything of value.
What's the population of the city?
I have no idea, but I was looking at it on Google Maps, and it's a pretty good sized city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good size. And there was nobody there.
Damn, that's eerie.
Hey everybody, I'm Shawn Ryan. Click here to subscribe to the Shawn Ryan Show YouTube channel for the hottest and most compelling interviews that you will not see anywhere else. I've also made a playlist of all the previous SRS episodes so they're easy to find. You can find that right here.